15. It's the GTCOM Global Tone Communication Panel on language technology and artificial intelligence. There's been a room change. It's not in P1, it's in P4. But first of all, help me welcome very warmly Eric Yu.
Good morning, everyone. 15 years ago, I was a university student studying translation interpreting and dreaming of being a professional. And about 10 years ago, that's okay. And about 10 years ago, and we are providing the translation interpreting services for the 2008 Olympics. At that time, I was the interpreter for the athlete and for the state leaders. And 5 years ago, and we had our first call center back in China, we have our call center back in China providing telephone interpreting for the first time in China. And about 3 years ago, we started to working on the machine translation. And at that time, we are thinking the machine translation must be able to do something, to make some changes. And just 1 year ago, unluckily, we stepped into the big data. And we are thinking, what if we are able to rip off those language labels and to combine the different information and data across language. So actually, today it is my great honor to be one part of the feat and given this such extraordinary opportunity to learn the best research and best practice from each individual interpreter and translators, and also to share our new technologies and new resources to each of you. And actually within the past 3 years, the internet, big data undertook a huge jump and fundamentally changed our life, our work. The data become vitally important for every industry. I was thinking, what if we could rip off those language levels of data? What we could finally get when we search in Google, in keywords, in English keywords, what we got all the English information result. But as a matter of fact, if we are able to rip off those language labels, and we are supposed to have the information not simply from English, but also Chinese, Russian, German, and all the other different languages. And in the past, when we searched about 1 million results, informations, and what if we are able to analyze those informations without any language labels, and what kind of value we are able to achieve? So that is the purpose, and we are thinking stepping into the machine translation and stepping into the big data across languages. And today we have about 30 million articles from a web page updated per day, and about 500 million social medias updated daily from all over the world, covering about 65 different languages from about 200 countries. Just imagine the huge amount of information, the values brought by the cross-language big data. Next slide. So from AlphaGo to Master, we still clearly remember that in last year, 2016, the DeepMind, Google's company, announced the AlphaGo. At that time, we were thinking, and we've been expecting ever since from AlphaGo, that if just one game, human beings are able to win the machines, the AlphaGo. However, in 2017, the games held between the master and the Ke back in China, and we still keep that expectation. But finally, the master didn't give any chance to human being. So then we started working on the machine translation. From in the past 3 years, we heavily invested in the R&D to the machine translation. And I still remember last year, the Google announced the neural machine translation. Actually, in the past, the statistical machine translation normally need about at least 100 million sentence pairs of the language corpus. However, the significance of the neural machine translation just need maybe just 10 million sentence pair language corpus allowed the AMT achieve the same result, the same quality compared to the statistical machine translation. And I still remember that in 2012, that I proudly saying that we already had about 30 million sentence pairs of the language corpus. At that time, 30 million sentence pair is a huge amount of numbers of the language corpus. However, in the past, maybe 10 years ago, for our professors in the university, they need to work maybe more than 5 years to accumulate maybe just 1 million sentence pair language corpus. That's a huge amount of number. And but right now, within the past 2 years, we've been developing about 32 different languages machine translation, and we have a language combination reached already about 992. And today, it's very important that we have daily machine translation queries already reached 100 million queries per day. That means the machine translation have to translate about 300 million words per day. That's huge. But I would like to highlight is not about the machine translation is going to replace human being, but the significance of a machine translation is to broaden and deepen our access to information. It's nothing about the replacement. And from call center to bot to robot. And just now I mentioned that 5 years ago we have our first call center. I didn't expect that up till now we monthly have about 800,000 minutes call per month from all over the world. And we do have some big names like the Amazon, like SoftBank and Alibaba. But apart from the call center, apart from telephone interpreting, the voice data, the data about the e-commerce, about the consuming data, and about the location data. And we're trying to rip off the language levels and to take advantage of those huge amount of data, have our clients, have everyone users to analyze these information and data. That was the big data bring to us. And with regard to the language technology, and we try to, I'm thinking to try to establish the machine translation and AI ecology. And the CAT tools. Actually, the software age already faded away. I still remember quite often I talk to the students, I talk to my colleague, that in the age of the software, at that time, and each software puts all the buttons on the same screen. And the software in the software age, Normally we have the menu, we have the introduction brochure, and even the students need to take one semester, just one semester, to learn the course, how to use the software. But nowadays, ever since from the first generation of the iPhone, my 3-year-old son, without any menu, without any introduction, he can play the music. That is the age of AI bring to us. And no matter you admit it, you accept it, or ignore it, or you refuse it, but the future has come. And also, I'd like to highlight like the screen translation, the AI, the big data tools do help us. It's nothing about machine translation, but help each translators, each interpreters to improve our efficiency, to improve the qualities. And we need the tolerance. We need to be more patient to give it to the machine, just like a baby in that environment. So actually the future has come. Like showing on the slide, including the machine translation, the CAD tools, and language service platform will deeply integrate within the language application infrastructure. And maybe 5 years ago when we talk about, just like 5 years ago we talk about the internet. But nowadays the internet is everywhere. It's just like infrastructure for the city. So I believe in the future 2 or 3 years, and we try to establish the language capability that also has the part of the contribution by the translators and the interpreters. As mentioned by the chairman, the translators and interpreters is one part of the ecology. They have machine translation, CAD tools, language service platform, and AIs and big data. And also the cross-language big data will definitely break information barriers and bring new incentives to our language service industries and scientific research. So the development of AI and the big data plus MT will achieve the experience of the scenario-based language cognitive capabilities application. So actually, we have to face up with those new developments. Finally, I just being conscious of the partner only have 15 minutes, but it's very, very lucky to be here. This is my first time to Australia, to Brisbane, and it is my first time standing on this floor to share our knowledge to all the each translators and interpreters. But one thing is very important, just like the spirit of the feet, is to be open, be suggestive, and be tolerant and be patient and be with AI. Thank you very much.
Well, you have been very patient, so I don't want to stand between